Is the correct way to trade high impact news on gold. Going on, guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I thought I'd take you through a quick strategy so that you can trade news on gold with proper risk management and with a proper technique rather than just gambling your whole account on news. So if we get straight into the video, and I'll take you through the full strategy first, and then we'll get into some examples as well. So first of all, let's go on a blank chart and actually outline the strategy that we're going to be using. So what we want to see, obviously when high impact news events normally come out, you get a very impulsive move, and for this strategy we want to see a very impulsive move in a single direction. We don't want any whipsawing or going up one way going straight back down in the other. We want to see a nice clear imbalanced candle in one direction, so something like this, where we have just a very impulsive move in one single direction, leaving behind a big imbalanced candle. So if we start by step one, so we simply want to identify the big imbalanced news candle, and I'll show you exactly what this means in a minute. We also have to have that this has created all of that imbalance as well. The third step, this works particularly well on gold. What you want to see is for price to retrace and fill in that imbalance completely. So we want to see a retracement to fill the imbalance. Right, so we have to identify the imbalance candle. We have to see price retrace to fill in the whole candle. And then step number 4 is our lower time frame entry model. So what we want to see, we don't want to just sell or buy at the top or bottom of the imbalance candle. We want to wait and see if the lower time frame can give us our entry model, and I will go into detail exactly what that means in a moment. But what we want to see, lower time frame entry model. Right, so these are our 4 steps, and as for the 4th step, going into a little bit more detail, what lower time frame entry model means is that we want to see price on the lower time frames. Let's say we're looking for a sell and the imbalance candle was a bearish candle. We want to see price retracing in this sort of uptrend on the lower time frame. We would then want to see price break the uptrend structure, retrace into an area of supply, and then we can sell from there. So if I go into an example now, and this will make a lot more sense. So if we go back to here, this was CPI news from October. I think, yeah, it was CPI core inflation. So as you can see on gold, this news event caused this massive drop down. So for this strategy, what we're going to be looking for, as I said, we already have our imbalance candle, huge imbalance between this, the open of this bullish candle and the close of this bearish candle. So we have that huge imbalance, and we have this huge news candle as well. Price is clearly in a bearish trend as well. So that's another thing. We obviously want to be aligning ourselves with the higher time frame trend. So in this case, price was bearish. We are only looking for sells, and we've had this further break of structure just here, confirming the trend is continuing. It is also unlikely to reverse at the current point as well. Price needs to come and take this liquidity. In this area here, there's not really enough. The demand in this area isn't significant enough to cause a complete reversal. So that gives us confidence that this is likely to continue lower. So as for step 2, we have our imbalance candle. Now we just want to see price retrace and fill in the imbalance candle to this sort of level up here. If we change the color of this. So yeah, now we just wait and see if price can give us that fill. If we go on the 4 hour, you can see that it's actually like this whole area. So we want to wait for price to fill in this area, retested previous structure, and we go on the lower time frames and wait for our entry model. Okay, so price has now come up, mitigated this imbalance and filled it in, as we can see. And what I meant by the lower time frame entry model, we can clearly see here, going on the 15-minute, we have this higher low created on the lower time frame. So price has been in a bullish trend. If we get this, we can see push up, pull back, push up. But now what we've actually had is a close below the most recent higher low. So that would be our change of character or our break of structure, whatever you want to call it. And now what we simply do is wait for a retracement into supply, and then we can sell. So in this case, if we mark that all on, this is our change of character, just there. And what we can see, we have an unmitigated area of supply at the top of this range just here, which created this imbalance and is at the extreme of the current leg. So all we do now is set a limit at this zone, stops just above, and we target the current trend low, or you could also target this demand here if you wanted to be a little bit safe. And we now watch what happens. There we go, TP was hit. So if we go through that once again, just to summarize, we waited for the news imbalance. These three huge candles here were all imbalanced. We wait for price to retrace to near the top of the move and fill in the imbalance as it did here. Then we simply wait, focusing on this internal uptrend. We wait for it to end. Price gave us that when we had the break of structure. We then wait for a retracement into an imbalanced area of supply, where we can then sell down to the current trend low. And that is all there is to this strategy. Very simple. It happens all the time on gold. If you guys want to backtest this strategy, go ahead. You will find that it happens very, very often. On TradingView as well, if you are on bar replay, you can still see the big news events down here. Pay particular attention to NFP and CPI. Those are normally the main ones where we get huge candles like this. PPI sometimes as well. So those are your three main news events to watch out for. But yeah, really any particular news event which causes price action like this, this strategy can be applied to. So if you did find this video useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.